We are going to start a new lesson, that is Truly Beautiful Mind. And this chapter is about Albert Einstein. So, when we talk about a person who changed the modern physics, or a genius, or a scientist, the name of Albert Einstein comes in our mind. He was a great scientist. The title of the chapter, A Truly Beautiful Mind, refers to Albert Einstein. This is a short biography of his where some of his qualities have been highlighted. Albert's interest in mathematics and physics and also his humanitarian attribute. So, in this chapter, we are going to see some of his qualities, the qualities of Albert Einstein and his interest towards maths and physics and all we are going to see in this lesson. The title, A Truly Beautiful Mind, makes one wonder how can a scientist's mind be beautiful? It is so beautiful. In this lesson, we come across another aspect of Einstein. He was a humanitarian. He advocated world peace, non-violence, and that is why the title refers to him as a truly beautiful mind. So, I was asking you, who is Albert Einstein? You said that he is a scientist. But in this lesson, we are going to focus some more good qualities of Albert Einstein because he is a humanitarian who loves the human being, who wants the peace for all the human in the world. So that is why he was working behind for the non-violence or advocated for the world peace. These all things. For that reason, because of that reason, the name A Truly Beautiful Mind came to this lesson. So now I will be giving a short summary with the explanation of the entire lesson. So Albert Einstein was born on 14th March in 1879 in the German city of Ulm. Till the age of 2.5 years, he could not speak, and when he started speaking, he spoke every word twice. So from the starting itself, we can understand how he was. He was very weak and he was not able to speak properly. When he started to speak, he started to say the same word twice. So his playmates considered him to be boring, and his mother thought that he was crazy because of the abnormally large size of his head. So when he born and little grown up, people realized that this boy is not like a common boy. He is very weak, he doesn't talk properly, and so that his playmates considered him to be a boring, Mr. Boring. They used to say, Albert Einstein is Mr. Boring, like that. And his mother was thinking that this boy is not normal, he is abnormal because he has a large size of head. And now, at school, his headmaster regarded him as stupid and good for nothing. So, did you understand three main characters here? His playmates, his friends, and his mother, and his headmaster of the school. These three categories of people said negative about Albert Einstein. Did you get it? But he proved them all wrong. At the age of 6, at the insistence of his mother, he learned to play the violin. He became a gifted violinist. At the age of 15, his family moved to Munich. He did not feel comfortable with the strict discipline at the school and left it. So now what happened? When he was growing slowly, he started to change the mind of the people who said he is good for nothing, who said he is Mr. Boring. These all things, step by step, he proved that they all were wrong. Because when he was 6-year-old, he started to learn violin and he became a violinist. And in the age of 15, his family also moved to somewhere else. And he doesn't like the school because of the strict discipline there. On completing his schooling, he joined the university at Zurich because the atmosphere there was more liberal and accepted new ideas and concepts. he showed more interest in physics and mathematics. So when he went to the university, he started to have more interest on physics and mathematics, and because the college also was more liberal, and he was happy to be there. He met a fellow student, Mileva Maric, at the university. She was equally intelligent and clever. Later on, they married and had 2 sons, but unfortunately, their marriage did not survive and were divorced in 1919. Okay, in the college, he met a friend called Mileva Maric. So before that, he was not having any friends, proper friends. So people used to say he's Mr. Boring. So he doesn't talk properly. So he was not having a good friend or proper friends. So when he went to the college, he met a girl and they became friends, and later they fell in love and they got married together. And they got 2 sons also. But unfortunately, they separated and divorced in 1919. After completing his education, Albert worked as a technical expert in the patent office at Bern. Here he worked secretly on his idea of relativity. In 1915, he published his paper on the special theory of relativity, followed by the world famous equation E is equal to mc square. So you all are learning in physics, right? This formula E is equal to mc square. So it is invented by Einstein. So he was having this idea of a theory of relativity, and he started to study more, and he invented this equation on 1915. He published his paper on general theory of relativity, which gave an absolutely new definition to the concept of gravity. This theory made him a famous figure. In 1919, during the solar eclipse, his theory came out to be accurate and revolutionized physics. In 1933, he emigrated to the USA as Nazis had come to power in Germany. He did not want his finding and research to be used for destruction. It's very important. On 1915, he published E is equal to mc square, a world famous equation, and later he published a book, a paper about the concept of gravity, okay, a paper, general theory of relativity. After that, what happened? The years gone. On 1933, Nazis came to power in Germany, and he left to USA, and he don't want the people to use his equation, his invention, for the destruction of the world. In 1938, when Germany discovered the principle of nuclear fission, he was the first person to write to the American president about the dangers of the atomic bombs. In 1945, when America dropped the atomic bombs on Nagasaki and Hiroshima, he was deeply hurt and wrote to the United Nations for the formation of a world government to prevent the recurrence of such a destruction. So the name of the lesson comes here, a truly beautiful mind, because he was fearing so much if the people are using his invention for the destruction of the world and people, it will affect the people more. So in 1938, when Germany discovered the principle of nuclear fission for destroying the people by Nagasaki and Hiroshima, so he got hurt, he was very sad, and he has written a letter to the United Nations to stop doing this and to prevent doing these all things, because it is such a destructive action for the people. So he spent his later days in politics, advocating world peace and democracy. So even though he was a scientist, he was working for the peace of the world. So he was working in politics, advocating world peace and democracy. He died at the age of 76 in the year 1955.